Welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Friday here in Melbourne. But let's head across to our friends over in the US, and of course we're heading to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Of course, in spring with the Drexel women's basketball team, who had a very important win on the road at Hampton, winning by a point. And of course, as they head towards the big game against Charleston at home tomorrow, our time. And we've got two very special guests joining us right now to tell us a bit about it. Thanks, both of you, for joining us.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
No worries. Well, obviously, I'll get both of you to introduce yourselves and tell us what season are both of you currently at Drexel.
I'll give this. My name is Chloe Hodges. I am a fifth year graduate student. My fifth year here at Drexel. And yeah, I'm a forward, swing, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, loving my year so far. So, my name's
Important win. You played at Hampton and you won by a point, 59-58. Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, obviously Hampton, they're a really scrappy team. Their record doesn't show how good they are, I don't think, especially in conference. So playing them anytime and especially playing them down there is always a challenge and something that we don't take lightly. So I think getting out of there and getting out of there with a win was really, really important for our squad, especially going into a really big weekend at home this weekend.
What did you learn from that really close game against Hampton as you had obviously you play at home against Charleston?
I feel like we learned well that we have to come out ready to play. Also that we have to play together and that on both ends on defense and offense.
I guess how's the preparations been like to that Charleston game at home?
Yeah, we've had a really great week of practice this week. Everyone's been really focused and locked in, which has made our time on the court really efficient. I think it all starts from our scout and just being prepared, knowing their tendencies, what type of players they have on the floor. They're really quick guards who really like to pressure us at every position. So just ready to embrace that pressure all over the floor and being ready for what we're going to see. And we have a really great practice squad of guys that pressures us every day. So we're as prepared as we can be going into this weekend, especially with the non-conference schedule we had. We saw a lot of pressure. So we're now really well prepared for what we're going to see tomorrow.
Tell us a bit about your coaches.
Yeah. So our head coach, Amy Mallon, she actually took the head coaching job my freshman year. So we've been in this position together for the last 5 years. And she was an assistant at Drexel for 15 years before that, associate head coach here. So she understands the culture here extremely well and does a great job at kind of making us all buy into that and just really extremely compassionate and cares about each of us more than just our performance on the court, but really just as people and what we bring to the table in all facets of our lives. And I think the biggest thing about playing for our staff is just that how much they care and how much they care about our program and each one of us. And that's not something that you find everywhere. So I think she does a really good job of creating that culture from the top.
I agree with Chloe. Like I feel as though Coach Amy does really care about us and she's really a compassionate coach and very genuine and she cares about us not only as a player but as a person too, and that goes for the whole staff too. Like they really care about our mental health and our well-being off the court as well.
You mentioned about the really tough non-conference schedule. Obviously, you're back on track at in conference. They were at 3-2. What did you learn from the non-conference play, which I think he's had a losing record, and then obviously now you're kind of now back on track, and obviously with your overall record, if you win tomorrow, you're back at 500.
Yeah, I think just understanding for a non-conference schedule that it's the best thing that could have been put in front of us in order to prepare for our conference. And I think every game taught us something different. And kind of opened up for us an area of our game as a team and individually that we needed to work on. And as much as you'd want those lessons to come through wins, I think coming from losses sometimes is more meaningful. And just playing a lot of really high level teams and a lot of them on the road was extremely challenging and really brought us together as a group, being able to try and maybe if we didn't get the win, but kind of seeing the steps that we can take, and then also a lot of positives that did come out of that non-conference schedule. Because again, just remembering like the talent on the teams that we played. So I think it definitely was the best thing that happened to us. And I mean, conference is a new ball game. Like again, like you said, like your record starts at 0-0. So I think just remembering that, even putting the non-conference behind us almost, but not forgetting what we learned from it. And so far it's benefited us, and we've still kept learning, especially in our 2 losses in conference so far.
Just tell us a couple players in your team that impressed both of you. I know you don't want to single out anyone, but is there a couple players that's really impressed both of you so far through the first, 2 months of the season?
Obviously, when we played at Florida State, they had a lot of good girls on their team, basically their whole roster. I would also say when we played UC Irvine. Yeah, UC Irvine. They were a pretty good team, and I feel like every team that we played, honestly, was a great team that was able to prepare us for conference play.
Is there any players in your team that's impressed both of you so far?
I think it's pretty hard to go past Amaris Baker. I mean, she has just had a phenomenal start to the year, and I think coming off of a amazing campaign at the end of last year, I think transferring in last year started a little shaky for her. She wasn't really completely bought into our culture yet and how we do things and why we do them the way that we do, until you really saw her hit her stride around the end of February last year, and then obviously carrying us to a CAA tournament win. And then she's hit the ground running again this year. I mean, she just sets a phenomenal example with her play every day in practice. She works extremely hard and is growing in all areas of her game. And I think it's just really nice to see her hard work. And obviously it's really just great to have an example, especially for our young ones, to see someone just work that hard and reap the rewards of it has been pretty phenomenal, I think. And yeah, she's had an amazing start to the year.
Now, I have to ask, both of you are leading your team in steals. Obviously,
Hey!
now, Chloe, you're leading the team with 34. Deja, you're leading the team. So you're second behind her with 20. You must love pickpocketing your opponent.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if we can get extra possessions, like that's a plus for us. Also, like rebounding too. Like just getting extra possessions as a team is just a plus.
Yeah, and I think this is actually probably the first team I've been on that 2 post players have been leading the charge with steals. So I think that's a credit to us and the hard work that we put in, especially like we see a lot of really talented and really strong post players, especially in our league. So I think just working smarter and not harder is something we talk about all the time, especially as both of us sometimes get undersized in there. So I think just trying to move our feet and get around, it confuses the passer into the post. And that's where we try and get a lot of our steals, is by kind of contesting that in the air a lot.
On top of the steals, now your team has blocked shots 48, but Deja, you're leading the team by a country mile. You're leading the team with 32. The next closest is actually you, Chloe, with 5. So I have to ask, what's the best block that you've done, Deja, this year?
Oh my God.
32 of them.
Oh my gosh. What do you
I
think?
feel like the one at Norfolk was really good.
Yes, the one at Norfolk. Yes, I would have to say that one.
Yeah, she like sent it into the stand.
Yeah.
But I think it is, I'm actually glad you brought that up, Will, because I think it's something that having a post player like Deja on our team, which we haven't had like extremely high levels of like true post play the last couple of years, and like having a true rim protector in there is something that we haven't had for the last couple of years. So like you said, her block numbers are like phenomenal, and it's just really nice to know that we can play defense, but if we do get beat, like we have someone there that's gonna help us and protect the paint really. And she does a phenomenal job, as you said, the numbers show that.
Yeah. I love defense more than offense, so that's why I had to bring that up there.
Me too.
Actually, DJ, did you actually know that you were leading the team and you were leading the team in blocks by a fair way?
I mean, I didn't know,
Oh.
but like I didn't know.
Oh,
But
she had to have known, I think.
no, I didn't. I knew, I guess, because I feel like that's one thing that I can really bring to the game. If I like, I feel like defense is a thing that I can bring to this team, really.
Chloe, obviously being your last
Mhm.
season,
Mhm.
are you convincing DJ next year to play with you for future years? Considering now you've got now a post.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it, honestly. I told her that there's a spot in NBL one for her whenever she would want it. So I mean, I try and get a lot of my teammates, the ones that I really love playing with, to come back with me, even just for a little bit. But I think she's pretty good here for right now for the next couple, and then we can reassess, I think.
Now, I do obviously have to mention that obviously DJ is a sophomore as well.
Right.
So, So, Chloe, what's next for you? And then I'm going to ask the same question to you, DJ, after obviously you got two more seasons left.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm really just focused on being here and now, and I think that's a priority for me. I'm really trying not to think too far ahead. But yeah, I mean, next, obviously, once the season's over and hopefully another championship, I think I definitely am planning to return to Adelaide and play NBL one with my sister. I think it's something I'm really looking forward to back at West Adelaide. I think like we've never gotten the chance to play together, so I think that's something that's really special to me and definitely a bucket list item of something that I am really looking forward to. And it's actually not too far away, so it's really exciting, and I'm excited to get back to the Australian game as much as I've loved it here, and I have loved my experience at Drexel so much. I would never change it for the world, and I would play here forever if I could. But obviously, time is winding down, so yeah, I'm just excited for that, and yeah, keep competing every week. But yeah, we still have a lot of basketball to be played for the rest of the year here, so just trying to focus on that and focus on this team and keep winning some games.
I would just say like what Chloe said, like I'm really into this season, like focusing on, getting to where we want to be, which is the championship ultimately. And then I would just say for my next couple years, building off of like a championship team this year, which we want to be, and just continuing to build off that my next two seasons.
Chloe, you've already answered some of my other questions I'm going to ask. So I'm going to specifically
Okay.
go to DJ for this next couple. So, firstly, DJ, where did the love of basketball come from? And what does the sport mean to you now?
Well, I started playing basketball when I was like when I could walk. Like when I first started walking, I started playing basketball. Honestly, I would say the love of basketball came from like my brothers and my dad. Just seeing them like play every day and going to their games and just being in a gym all the time like really created my love for the sport. It honestly means everything to me, I would say. I just love basketball so much. Like, I come from a basketball family, and not saying that I even had to play, but I just grew to love it. It's like, I love being in the gym. I love going to games. Like, I just love everything about basketball.
Now, on top of that, any highlights throughout your basketball journey? Because you know I've already asked this question to Chloe already.
Yeah. I would definitely say high school. I went to Archbishop Wood High School in Warminster, PA, and we were able to win two back-to-back state championships when I had transferred in my junior year. I feel like that would be like a big highlight for me, just winning it my junior and senior year.
Now, obviously, you're not that far from Philadelphia. from your hometown. Have you got Chloe to come with you back to your hometown?
No, not yet. I have to get Chloe to come back. I have to get her.
We have a lot of locals,
Yeah.
so I really just go everywhere all the time. But yeah. I do always see Deja's family at the games, and so that's when I do see them, and I always go and say hi, especially her niece. So yeah, I definitely am always engaged with their family. Obviously, because she's close, they're always at the games, and it's really nice to see them in the stands.
I'm glad you answered my follow-up question, Chloe, because that was my next question I was going to ask. So I'll get Beatty to answer my next question. So what have both of you learnt from each other on and off the court?
I think, like I said before, I haven't really played with such a like dominant post presence in a while. Even in my juniors, like at home, I feel like we played very much like four guards and like kind of a big, like having a real post presence, someone that can score like back to the basket. And like I love as a stretch four, and like one of my biggest assets is like my ability to pass. And so having someone in the post that like I can really give the ball to and like I know is gonna be efficient in the paint has been something that I've really loved. And I think something that I've learned from her is just like her strength. Like as soon as, even if they just match with someone like similar size to her, I think just like her fearlessness at like going at the rim is something that I really love about her. And like you said before, like her defense and how much she really values defense. And that's something that's very big at Drexel in general. We win games because of our defense and our defensive strategy and execution. So I think having someone in that five position that's really bought into that and is really challenging people at the rim has been awesome. Yeah.
I feel like some things that I've learned from Chloe, or that I really appreciate about Chloe, is the fact that she will go hard no matter what. Like no matter if we're losing a game, no matter if like we're losing in a drill in practice, she'll always like give words of encouragement, and she'll always encourage us. Like just her continuation to keep wanting to play and keep wanting to push herself and push her teammates. And also like something that she said that I really appreciate about Chloe, that I've never played with a four player before that could really pass the ball. Like she can play any position on the floor and just like score at any position. She'll play defense for you and she'll pass the ball for you. Like she's just somebody that can do it all.
Sweet.
So I'm going to finish with some light-hearted questions about your teammates.
Okay.
So
Okay.
firstly, who's the comedian, the best singer, and the best dancer on the team?
Oh my gosh.
Comedian.
I feel like comedian has to be Lane
Yeah,
McGurk. I
Lane.
think hands down.
I think Lane.
Yeah, she just, half of it is intentional, and I think half of it is just her. So I think that's what makes it more funny, is that like half the time she doesn't mean to be funny, but it just is her personality.
She's
Yeah, she is. Best singer.
Best singer.
I really don't think we have
Yeah.
much musical talent.
I don't think we're singers.
We're a little limited in the musical talent, but I would say with dancing, I would say actually Mariah Watkins probably has that category.
Yeah.
She's just awesome. She can move for sure.
Yeah, she's definitely a dancer. I would say her and Emily Jones.
Oh, yeah.
I think
they're
both like,
they both really, they
Yes.
both can dance. Yeah, but singer, TBD. I don't think we. I
We'll
don't
have
think
to get
we.
back.
Yeah, we'll get back to you.
Does the team have a hype song?
Hype song.
Well,
Not a hype song, but
yeah. So every year, Amy, she makes a theme for our year. So it's like a hashtag or kind of something that she takes through every stage of our year. And so something last year was making a bed and starting your day with a really small task, like making a bed. So this year, since we won the championship and last year and everything, it's like a continuation of that, and it's organizing your desk. So that's like our theme. And I think something we do is like she always talks about checking off your to-do list, like for the games, and kind of just like knowing what you have to do, what's in front of you, and trying to check it off. So that's kind of how we frame everything that we do. And I think going on with that, our song is Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield, and it's like writing your own story, checking off your list. So that's our song that we always play in the locker room after we win at home. Yeah, we always play that song. So
Chloe, I'm gonna have to ask you these couple. How's the
Okay.
Aussie accent going around your teammates? You know, I think, to be honest, I think you lost a bit of the Aussie accent, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, I think that when I go home it always gets stronger. So I always like get it back. I mean, I'm the only one here. I think I have a British teammate this year. So in Marley Lavin. So that's definitely been nice because it's much more similar, I think, in terms of not only the accent but some of the slang is definitely something that her and I talk about all the time. And hers is definitely much stronger than mine in terms of the British accent. But yeah, I mean, I still get teased for it all the time. I've been here for 5 years and it's still like it's the first time they've heard it. So I only get it occasionally now. So yeah. I get called out on saying no all the time. So that's the one that I get all the time that I don't think that'll ever go away. So
Now, have you convinced any of your teammates, other than Deja next to you, to come down to Australia? Actually, have you actually convinced her to come down?
I'm still working on Deja purely because I know what the schedule is like playing here, and it is hard. We don't really get that much time off. And so I feel like that might be a more post-grad conversation with her. But I do have a few of my old teammates who have now graduated that I played with in my younger years, who are working and doing different things. And they are like, as soon as you're done, like, as soon as you're home, I'm there. So I definitely have some people lined up. I know Amy and Stace are itching to come down. So yeah, I'm excited. I think I've already decided that we're gonna link up in Hawaii at some point halfway. So it's all planning out, but I think I have to get home first and then we can go from there. But
as on top of this, obviously, Chloe, you did mention before that obviously after you finish, obviously you're coming back to Adelaide and obviously play with your sister Coco.
Yeah.
What would that mean to you?
It honestly like makes me a bit emotional because it's something that I've wanted to do for so long, and I think for so long she's been like my much younger sister. I mean, there's exactly 5 years between us. So that was never really something that we thought about growing up because I was always so much older than her, or she was so much younger than me. So I think now just seeing her grow into the player that she is and the person she is, and she's about to go to 20s nationals this week, so that's just really exciting. And I mean, I just am so excited for myself, for her, for my parents, because I know that that's going to be awesome for them watching their daughters on the same court. So I think it's really exciting, and I'm just excited to play with her and really enjoy it. I think just like something, I always enjoy basketball, but like at home, definitely NBL one a lot less of your time, I think, than college sports. So I think I'm just excited to kind of take a more laid back approach with basketball, but still play at a really good level. And obviously play with her. I'm just super excited. I can't wait, but I work here to do first. So I'm trying not to think too much about it. But yeah, I'm super excited.
Now I'm going to finish with these last two for both of you. What do either of you have a pre-game superstition, ritual, or routine? And Chloe, has it changed since we last had you on the show?
What did I say last time?
I don't know.
I don't even know. I mean, for me, I think it's always just like I always get ready. I feel like, as stupid as it is, like never like anything crazy, but I always like to make sure I like feel good, because I always go by the like mantra of like look good, feel good, play good. So I always feel like it's a relaxing thing for me to like do my hair and like do my skincare, take a shower, like just feel really fresh and ready, going into the game is like really important for me, to kind of feel my best and like feel put together and ready. So I mean, it's not really a superstition, but yeah, definitely just doing that type of routine for sure.
I feel like the same way. Like I feel like getting ready before the game, like look good, feel good, play good. Like when I look cute, I feel like I play good.
Yeah,
but
always.
That too. And I feel like before the game, like I sit in my room, kind of like try to visualize what I want to do on the court for this game.
And then the last question I'm going to ask, does anyone have any hidden talents? Obviously, we know singing is not one of them.
Yeah, singing is
does
not one of
anyone
them.
have any hidden talent?
I mean, nothing that's like a complete talent. I don't think. I've actually started to learn to juggle this past week. So I'm working on it. It might become my new hidden talent, but I don't think I could say it's a talent yet. I'm just check in with me at the end of the season. Maybe it'll become a talent by then. But
I don't think I have any hidden talents. Like, yeah, no, I don't think I do. I mean, I can do hair. That's not really a
yeah, that's not, yeah, but that's pretty good.
It's like a
Yeah.
side hustle.
Yeah. Side hustle. Yeah.
And anyone else on the team have a hidden talent that you're aware of?
Lane McGurk, she has like this card trick that
Oh.
she can do. Like she can do magic with cards, kind of.
Yeah.
She has a little magic trick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have some like poets and writers, like people have different strengths. I mean, I don't really think as much as of like a general hidden talent, but we definitely have people that are extremely talented in a bunch of different fields. So it's awesome that like basketball brings us together, but we're so diverse in so many different ways. It's pretty cool.
Thank you so much for giving up some of your time to join us. Obviously, you got a pretty important 2 home games in regards to your conference play. Obviously, to get it back above 500 by this weekend, and best of luck. We'll be cheering for you, and let's hope it all goes well for the mighty Drexel Dragons, and obviously can come away this weekend with a 2 from 2 to make yourselves, I think, 5-2 in your conference.
Yes, that's the goal. So thank you.
Thank you.
No worries. And that's Chloe and Deidre there joins from the Drexel women's basketball team. Of course, we'll put this upcoming schedule coming up with that, obviously those important games against Charleston and Elon at home in Philly. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.